Spain is about to make another biggest mistake in the World Cup history. I am here to give you the 5 things you need to know ahead of the 2026 World Cup. Now, why I said Spain is about to make another biggest mistake in the FIFA World Cup. As you know, Spain won the Euro 2024. They are the European champions. They have Lamine Yamal, they have Pedri, they have Rodri, the next captain. Arguably, if you look at it, they are the best squad in the world going into the FIFA World Cup. And yes, the most controversial man on the entire squad is not the striker, it's not the midfielder, it is the goalkeeper, the man standing between the Spain and disasters. And right now, talking about the coach Luis Fuente is about to make a decision that could either defend his legacy or destroy his legacy. What did you mean, Kenny? I am here to tell you. We have three goalkeepers, three complete cases, and only one glove to be given. Welcome to the 5 things show on sports where we talk about the 5 things coming on in the world of football. These three goalkeeper, we have Unai Simón, we have David Raya, and then we have Garcia. And then the stats don't lie. This number will shock you. Before we talk about feeling, before we talk about loyalty, before we talk about the manager preference, let's talk about the code, the hard numbers, because these stats from the 2025-26 season are genuinely embarrassing for one man and is absolutely elite for other two goalkeeper. Who are the two goalkeeper? Let me start the number one, the starter of the Spanish national team, Unai Simón, Atletico Bilbao, had just 6 clean sheets while conceding 54 goals in the 37 La Liga matches. Abba, in 54, he considered 54 goals in 37 La Liga matches. That is approximately 66.12 save percentage. That is slightly lower than what's expected at the elite level per match. Even while averaging 2.8 saves per match, that is 3.04 goal prevented from chart. Meaning is actually costing Spain goals, not saving them. 58% passing accuracy, the worst of the three. Athletic Bilbao sat 9th on the La Liga table last season. Even Raya Vallecano in the 14th have shipped fewer goals than Athletic Bilbao this season. Let that sink in. Spanish number one goalkeeper plays from on the 9th place team, a team that just got knocked out of the Champions League group stage, a team that barely going to qualify for the Europa slots, and he is the man Luis Fuente trust in the World Cup. Let's talk about David Raya, Arsenal goalkeeper, 19 clean sheets in just 22 goals. Let's talk about the man of the moment. Talking about David Raya, Arsenal goalkeeper, 19 clean sheets, just 26 goals conceded in 37 league matches. Finishing as the Premier League top goalkeeper, 69.8 save percentage, that is minus 1.13 goal prevented across all the competitions. If you look at Raya, he ended 2025-26 season with 28 clean sheets, 96 saves, and 31 goals conceded in 51 appearances, and then cementing himself as one of the world top goalkeeper for Arsenal, who are the Premier League leader, just shipped just 22 league goals in a season. He won the Premier League Golden Glove as the best goalkeeper. Now let's talk about it. 22 goals conceded in the Premier League. That is elite goalkeeper. And historical, David Raya was the man in goal for every single one of those matches for Arsenal. If he talks about the UEFA Champions League, talks about the Cup, talks about the league, this man was there for Arsenal for the past 3 seasons. For the past 3 seasons, David Raya has been there for Arsenal. And then let's talk about the Barcelona newest goalkeeper, talking about Joan García. 15 clean sheets, just 21 goals conceded in 30 games, playing for Barcelona, who clinched the Spanish La Liga. 77.9 save percentage, equivalent to 10.2 goal prevented. the only one of the three with a positive goal prevented number out of all of them, minus 89.7%. I mean, 89.7% accuracy, the best of all the three. By far by standard, Joan García was officially named the best goalkeeper of the 2025-26 La Liga season with 0.70 goals per match, the lowest of the keeper in the Spanish top flight. Barcelona are the La Liga champion, and then with a possession of rate of 68.9%. That's the highest in the entire divisions. So, ladies and gentlemen, with a man X goal prevented in plus 10 points, while Unai Simón is minus 3. This is a gap of 13 goals between the Spanish first choice goalkeeper and the best goalkeeper in La Liga. If you talks about let's talk about they want to use league to judge. Unai Simón play for Athletic Bilbao in Spanish La Liga. Joan Garcia play for Barcelona in the Spanish La Liga. Minus 3. That is 13 goals between the Spanish first choice goalkeeper in the La Liga. 13 goals in the World Cup. The difference could be the difference between. That is a gap of 13 goals between the first Spain national, league goalkeepers and the best keeper in La Liga. 13 goals in the World Cup. That difference could be a difference between lifting the trophy and flying home in the group stage. Now, let's talk about the point 2. Why Unai Simón still remain as the first choice goalkeeper for Spanish La Liga. Looking at it, so the numbers destroy Unai Simón, yes, but Luis da Fuente is blind, or there is something else going on. Let me give you the fair trial of Unai Simón with Luis da Fuente. Arguably, international experience, Unai Simón boosted 57 international caps, that is appearance, and big game presence, making the primary choice of Da Fuente despite a mediocre club season. Unai Simón is said to be the first choice at the fourth major tournament. The kind of tournament pedigree is almost impossible to replicate overnight. He was there when it mattered most. Unai Simón started all the 6 World Cup qualifying games as a Spain is through the 2026 tournament. Even as Da Fuente made sweeping changes for the final group games against Turkey, Simón was kept on while Raya sat on bench. He was in goal when Spain won Euro 2024. A badge does not wash off. And then the system that flaunted argues that Unai Simón understanding with the centre back built over years of shared training and tournament experience allows Spain's defender to push higher and press more aggressively. Stability in his view, it is not just about save. It's about the whole structure about the goalkeeper. Talking about the coach, he won the Euro 2024 with Unai Simón between the posts, which gives him significant cover of his stance. And then captain and band. Unai Simón has been named as the one of the Spain 4 tournament captain alongside Rodri, Ferran Torres, and then Oyarzabal, reflecting the internal structures of the dressing room that Fuente has built. So, to understand this now, it is not blind loyalty. It's a calculated loyalty. That Fuente is saying, I have a system that won the European Championship. I trust goalkeeper who understand this club, who understand the system. Club form is club form. That is what Da Fuente said. Club form is club form. International football is something else. That is coherent argument, but it is right argument going into the World Cup. That is where it gets complicated. Let's talk about the point 3. David Raya dilemma. The worst best ignore. Let me ask you this question. If a goalkeeper plays in the hardest league in the world, wins the title, wins the Golden Glove, reaches the Champions League final, and is called by his own teammate Joan García, the best goalkeeper in the world, what do you do with that man? That's the biggest question. Apparently, if you are Spain, you will put him on bench. Raya case is solidified further when you consider that the Spain first choice goalkeeper Unai Simón has considered a mammoth of 73 goals across all competitions this time at the club level. And one of the Raya most spectacular interventions came on May 10 against West Ham United when he denied Matheus Fernandes with what could prove to be the most decisive save of the entire season in 2025 and 2026 Premier League season. Using these comparison matrices, Unai Simón is the worst performing of these three goalkeepers in a save success rate, passing accuracy, and long ball accuracy at the club level. With Garcia coming on the top across all these three metrics, despite their performance in Spanish football experts, despite this performance, Spanish football expert Phil says that call for Raya to be the first choice was nothing but coming on with the Spain itself. Raya has made 11 appearances for Spain since his debut in 2002. He simply doesn't have the international miles ahead of Unai Simón. Even though Raya is shining for Arsenal, when he joined up the Spain, he knows he's not starting goalkeeper. He's accept that reality. This is a tragedy of David Raya. The man is performing at an astronomical level. Premier League champion, Champions League finalist, Golden Glove winner, and is still going to the World Cup as a backup goalkeeper. In any other footballing nation, England, Brazil, France, this man could be undisputed number one. Compare Raya to this Everton goalkeeper talking about what's his name? Pickford. If Raya belonged to either England team, Pickford will be sitting down. Now, let's talk about this. But in Spain, he has to wait his turn behind a man whose team is ninth in the La Liga. Football is crazy. Now let's talk about Joan García. The future is now, but is not now. This is where it gets spicy because if Raya is being disrespected, Joan García is being dismissed. A 24-year-old kid who just won La Liga, named best goalkeeper on La Liga, playing for the most dominant team in Spain, and is going to the World Cup as a third choice goalkeeper, number 3 goalkeeper. As a third choice goalkeeper, number 3, Joan García. Extraordinary season for Barcelona. Barcelona decided to poach Joan García from their rival club, talking about Espanyol. Has proven a master stroke. He has made a astonishing save and won Barcelona countless points, frequently stepping up after an Hansi Flick high defensive line get breach. Looking at the stats, his plus 10.2 goal prevented is not just the best of the three. It is genuinely world class by any metrics. 89.7% passing accuracy make him the most technically completed goalkeeper of the trio out of the three. Perfectly suited for Spain possession based on the system. Many football analysts fully accepted Garcia is to be the best goalkeeper in the world in the conversations in the coming years. And then what is working against him? Talking about Joan García, the experience. This is the first ever World Cup squad. He's only receiving it. The maiden Spain call-up during the March-April 2006 international break. Some fans and the analysts argue that La Liga, with this professional heavy style, may not prepare the young goalkeeper for the physical intensity of the World Cup, where shots come from anywhere. At the age of 24, the argument is use this World Cup to learn, then take over in 2030. And here is this. Joan García is the safest choice for Spain going forward. But the flaunted isn't thinking about 2030 then. He's thinking about the June 15 when Spain will face Cape Verde in Atlanta. And for that specific moment, he trusts experience over form. Experience over form. Unai Simón against David Raya and then Joan García. But it is the most mistake Spain ever made. Let's talk about the point 5, the verdict of this. After we have broken down the stats, here is the argument. Let me give it to you. Talks about the experience: 57 caps, Euro 2024 winner, system by man, tournament captain, worst club form of the three, 54 goals conceded, minus 3.0 goal prevented, 9th place for Unai Simón. A manager's keeper, a loyalty pick, not a start pick. Talking about David Raya, Premier League Golden Glove, 19 clean sheets, Champions League finalist, elite shotstopper, only 11 Spain caps, limited international rhymes with the squad. That is the rhyming between the goalkeeper and the player. Now, the world's best goalkeeper who Spain keep forgetting to use is Joan García, best La Liga goalkeeper in 2025-2026. Prevented, best passing accuracy, best save rate, the youngest and most compatible with the Spain system. Now looking at it, only just got his first column, zero World Cup experience. The World Cup is not the right stage for the debut for Joan García. The future for 2030 is Joan García. Looking at this, look down, Fuente doesn't want to say out loud. Based on the pure current form, David Raya should be in the start of the game. No debate. But he is the best performing goalkeeper in the world football right now, in the hardest league in the English Premier League, for the best team on the biggest stage. If Spain were picking on the merit alone, David Raya wear the gloves on June 15. But football isn't always pure merit. The Fuente built a European Championship winning mention on trust and structure, and that is where Unai Simón is the backbone of what the structure look like. He has been there for 6 qualifying games. He is the captain. He understands the system from inside the system. Joan García is the most exciting goalkeeper in Spain right now, but you do not hand a 24-year-old his first major international as a starting goalkeeper with the weight of the nations on his shoulder. That will be unfair to him. So here is my own final answer. That Fuente will start Unai Simón. That Fuente should start Raya. And Garcia should get a minute. Learn, absorb, and prepare to take the number 1 shirt for the next decade. That's the steady fact about this thing. So looking at these 3 goalkeepers, Unai Simón, David Raya, and then Joan García going to the World Cup, that Fuente doesn't react, the loyalty could cost them anything. Now the final verdict on this. So on the 5 things, the start, the loyalty, the disrespect to Raya, the future of the Garcia, that is the verdict you needed right now. Comment on this. Let me know your opinion. Who should start for Spanish national team in this FIFA World Cup? David Raya, Unai Simón, or Joan García? David Raya, Arsenal Premier League champion. Unai Simón on the 9th on the log in the Spanish La Liga. And then Unai Simón, Barcelona champion, one of the best goalkeepers in Spain this morning. So that's the thing about the goalkeepers for the national team, as we are still talking about World Cup, countdown to World Cup in the 2026. My name is Kenny Adedire. Till next time to join me on my sports show. Thank you so much. Continue, subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you so much.